there's another thing, very sinister thing in this. There is a section on meat, because after all, meat is also an agricultural produce. They have mentioned goat, they have mentioned pig, they have mentioned poultry, but they have not mentioned beef. We are one of the largest beef consuming states. And when I say beef, I don't mean meat of cows, because that is banned. I mean meat of bulls, meat of buffaloes. To go a little ahead, in that here they are talking about slaughterhouses of and meat processing unit for small animals, strengthening of veterinary services. Again, your veterinary services, you are not included beef in this thing. There is no mention of this meat in the whole document. So that means they are assuming Goa does not want meat. And when we have the neighboring state who is our supplier of meat, they are claiming they want to ban slaughter. We should increase our production. We should increase our production of beef, especially for export, because the same BJP party leaders are huge exporters of beef, and we are consumers of it. Now, we have brands like Costa, like Salils, like Rego, who are making this, and there is no mention of that in this entire document. That means this government, Pramod Sawant, I'm making a direct accusation against him that he is against the minority communities, this document, because it has ignored beef, it has ignored Goa meat complex, it has ignored setting up small slaughterhouses. We have beef being illegally slaughtered, cows being illegally slaughtered, and instead the only way to do it was to regulate it. And they are saying, what is the solution if you're not going to when you want to make milk, when you want to have cows to produce milk, they have to be impregnated and they deliver males. What do you do with those males? How much space land? We don't have a Gaushala working properly in Goa to cater to all these male bulls and all. So at least once they grow old, they can be sold off for this industry, so the farmer is supported. I'm not going into the politics of veganism and all that stuff, because I know there'll be a lot of vegans to talk about it. But just in terms from the farmer's perspective, he has an additional source of instant, like an income, which he can buy the next cow or the next animal with. And that has been not discussed at all. It's absolutely absurd. And this, I hope people of Goa wake up, because this is very sinister on the part of this government not to talk about beef in this document,
because this is Avinash, it's a very convenient omission from the document when you're talking about the agri policy of the
state.
It's
an intentional omission. It's an intentional omission. It is a this thing to cater to certain right-wing groups whose way of attracting votes is by promoting ban on slaughter of cattle. So that
makes me wonder, Avinash, sorry to cut you off, but that makes me wonder, and it just popped into my mind right now. One side is giving benefit to the oligarchs and their crony capitalist friends. That's one major side of it. The second aspect is to enable, hoarders. Again, these oligarchs who are going to hoard it. But now, is this very action by Goa government? Is it not also kind of exposing their hidden agenda also, that behind this whole hustle bustle and shuffle of agricultural bills coming in, the ordinances, and now the bills, and then the protest and everything, are they trying to insidiously and effectively pass a no beef policy in the entire country? Because now that we've seen it here in Goa in just one document, we need to actually go into detail into other states as well, especially where the BJP is in power, and understand what they've done in terms of the meat complex that you're mentioning.
Absolutely. The whole idea here is that they want to promote certain people who are into beef export. This is not about religion. Anybody who says that is fooling themselves. Check who are the biggest exporters of beef from India. And why are they getting beef at a low rate? Is because there's a beef ban there's a beef ban across the country. So that is how the farmer has no choice but to sell their beef to these few exporters, who in turn keep their religion at home and profit from this trade. So yes, if you're
Absolutely.
talking about climate change, I would prefer that the beef be completely stopped, as in terms of an environmental point of view. But if this is
Hmm.
going to, but at least that should be specified that to meet our climate change objective, the UN Sustainable Goal objective, we want to
Hmm.
phase out beef in that. But then, of course, you will have to also phase out milk, because still cows
Hmm.
will still exist.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
at least specify the reason. Don't just, I mean, this is the way they're doing. They want to divide society. They know people are going to eventually question this, and then they
Hmm.
will rally their base and say, look, see, these minority people, minority communities, they want to kill our cows, and that is why they're doing it. We are not talking about cows. We are talking about buffaloes. We are talking about bulls. So if we want to stop it, they should have had the guts to put it in the document. If they really were talking about religion issue, religious sentiment, they should have put it in the document that no, we
Hmm.
do not want beef slaughter in Goa. They don't have the
Hmm.
guts, but they are equally cowards of not including that in this document. So that is how I see it.